This is what it's like to speak to somebody about the idea of a flat Earth versus a globe Earth. You're standing there and you start a conversation about this, and you're looking across the forest and you see an animal and you're like, man, it looks like a chicken. And the person standing next to you is like, nope, that's a cow. That's a cow. And you're like, yeah, but you're not even looking at it. You won't even look at it. Like, no, no, it's a cow. Like, how do you think that's a cow? How do you know that's a cow? It looks kind of like a chicken. No, no, it's certainly a cow. I can tell it's a cow. And then they haven't even looked. And then you're like, hey, just I mean, I can't tell for sure that it's if it's a chicken or not. But it's definitely, without question, not a cow. There's no way that's a cow. And that's the thing you're looking at up there. You're looking at it, you're staring at it, and you're like, it kind of looks like a chicken. I don't know. I don't know what I would call it because I haven't seen the whole thing and it's really far away. But everything in my senses, everything is telling me it's a lot closer to a chicken. And the person just sits there with their sacred bull, their sacred cow, their golden calf, and they, nope, that's a cow. Yet they won't even look at it. They won't even look. Like if you just walk over there, you don't even gotta go all the way over there to it. You just take a look at it. At least start to go. Oh, that's yeah. It's not a cow, but it's definitely not a cow. You're right. That would be the course of that's anybody that's looked into it. Anybody that's had the went through the process of just opening up their mind and going, okay, well, I'm just gonna see what happens here. I'm gonna see what it looks like. Either one could be right. But as you start looking at it, you go, okay, you look at it first, and you're like, well, shit, it was really far away. Was it a, well, that's, okay. Mm, are my eyes deceiving me? Are my senses deceiving me? Okay, you look a little closer, like, oh, that's not a cow, is it? Yeah, but how can't that be a cow? I thought it was a cow. You thought you heard something off in the distance. You heard a noise and it sounded someone like a cow, and then you realize like, oh, maybe actually it was somebody else screaming over there, screaming something that sounded like a cow, and they kept screaming, and as you look closer and closer, people start screaming more, no, 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 it's a cow, it's a cow, and you start hearing all these noises that sound like moos, and you hear all of these things, and as you get closer and closer, you're like, that's not a fucking cow. In no way. In no way is that a cow. I can't prove to you perfectly that that's a chicken, but it's real close. It's gotta have some common ancestor. It's gotta be kind of connected. It's definitely not a fucking cow. And these people are sitting there just screaming at the top of their lungs, with their eyes closed, looking the other way. They're making all sorts of sounds like moo, and they want to tell you it's a fucking cow. You got to get off the golden calf, get off the teat, understand where you live, understand that not everybody loves you. The cognitive dissonance is just it's this is beyond cognitive dissonance for most people at this point in time. They've either done the research and come to the conclusion that hey, we're not on a globe. I can't tell you for certain it's flat, but everything is kind of pointing that way. But just get off this like you're eating the shit. You've drank the Kool-Aid. You've went through the institutionalization and the education system and everything. Everybody's just on this, and I get it. I get it. People's paychecks and their family and their livelihood rely on this sometimes. But if you just look at it, it's not it's not a fucking globe. It's not a ball. It's not spinning through space. The sun and the moon are right out there. They're so close. And we're not living. The cow, it's not a fucking cow. Cheers in your research into this, everyone. At first, when I got into it, I was like, there's no way. There's no way. This is retarded. This is ridiculous. This is the dumbest thing. I wouldn't touch it. All the things that I know, all the things, you can look through my videos. I've studied the esoteric and occult information for 15 years. And this flat earth thing, I wouldn't even touch it. I wouldn't even look at it. That's ridiculous. And then, and then after I did, I was like, this is actually the most obvious thing of any conspiracy theory that I've ever considered. Any conspiracy fact, any conspiring of information, anything that I just use my senses for. This is the easiest to prove. It's so obvious. It's beyond, and to say and point to the obvious, this is like explaining the unexplainable to something. It's so right there. But no, it's a golden calf. It's a globe. Have fun in your journey. Once you get to it, things look a lot different. Cheers, everybody.